Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and hanging out with me as always is
Rob Morphy.
Oh, Robert, hello, and
I'm Chris.
Christopher. Thank you all so very much for joining us this week. Oh, this is a pod about revenge.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the revenge of the Inexplicables.
Yeah.
I had to look at Inexplicables a couple of times because I almost couldn't say it.
Inexplicables.
Well, it's one of those words when like you see it written out, you're like Inexplicables.
I can dig that.
Inexplicables.
Inexplicables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Revenge of the Inexplicables. We're here. We're doing it. Let's get started with the wild, woolly, and always weird worlds of paranormal lore can be broken down into three primary categories: cryptozoology, ufology, and parapsychology. If one were to chart these cryptic spheres on a Venn diagram, then lurking within the shadowy confines of these overlapping spaces would be the bevy of bizarre beasts that we've dubbed the Inexplicables. In this episode, we'll be taking another deep dive into these unfathomably weird waters. And I can't say unfathomably weird or waters.
I knew it threw you off.
No, that was great.
You kind of got it, and then it threw you off, and you got weirder.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Waters.
Hey, sometimes I script the intros and sometimes it stays.
That's true. I guess it's staying this time.
All right, man, there it is. Yeah, I can't say. As soon as it didn't dawn on me, as soon as I saw unfathom, I'm like, oh no.
Like running into a roadblock or something. You're like, fuck, how am I getting around this?
Yeah, this is my Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah, you failed no matter what.
Oh, dude, and no matter what. I can't say it right, can't say it wrong, and then it ruined waters. So.
And you know what? You always assume waters is going to be a gimme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but after
unfathomably,
I can't unfathomably.
At least you weren't
like
introducing John Waters in front of a large crowd and fucking it up then.
And it was unfathomable.
Yeah, because that would be a bad
I can't say the B's, unfathomable. I can't do it.
Unfathomable.
It's the M and the B close together.
Is, yeah, no. I finally figured out documentary, but here we are.
Are you going to get hooked up on Mabel if you ever meet one?
Nah, probably not, no.
My ball? This is my balls?
This is Mabla.
All right. I butchered that. Let's get started.
Okay. We present these brief yet undeniably bizarre accounts in mostly chronological order. I say mostly because second to last I switched around just because the last one's more intriguing to me. So fuck it. Very close.
Nice.
Beginning with a 1999 account hailing from Australia. According to Stephen Wagner's January 10th, 2018 article, True Stories of Monsters and Cryptids, while still a child, a woman named Jessica C. claimed to have encountered a truly anxiety-inducing hybrid of an amphibian and a large feline.
Oh, that's
weird. Suck on that for a little bit. Slimy skin, cat thing, sort of.
That thing's got a
cat
stink.
lizard.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, cat lizard, yeah.
Lizard, but except it's an amphibian.
Right.
So catamander?
Oh, a catamander.
Yeah.
It's adorable, but again, I don't want to judge it. It might stink.
Well, I don't know how it smells, but it's pretty fucked up.
Okay. All right, cool. Catamander. I love it.
She writes, quote, I'm not entirely sure on the exact date of when this happened, but it would have been around 1999, maybe in spring or summer. Living in Australia, you are bound to see strange things from time to time, although most have an explanation behind them. This is different. I was young at the time, probably 9 or so, and my family was having a barbecue in the backyard of the house. We were all sitting at the table around the patio, eating and talking, not really paying attention to anything surrounding us. Suddenly, I heard a plop noise, and I'm not sure what exactly that is. Like something, I guess a water droplet going into a bucket of water is the only thing I can think of.
Poop in a toilet.
But like wet on wet? Yeah, poop in a toilet.
Well, or something like something wet and heavy and viscous, kind of like the smashing against the concrete, like blah, like that.
Oh, that'd be more like a plaque.
Yeah,
like you were saying.
That's not really a plop.
A plop is water into water, usually. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't know what a plop is. Maybe I'm not going to question the nature of plops. Maybe I'll just continue.
This is for another pod.
This is unfathomable.
Because I could see us definitely falling down that fucking rabbit hole.
We're going to do experiments and everything.
So suddenly I heard a plop noise coming from the leaf cover in the garden along the back fence. I immediately turned and looked to see what had made the noise. To my horror, I saw a small blue creature look at me, then run into the shrubbery. It was about 15 centimeters or 6 inches tall. On all fours, it didn't have toes that I could see. Its face was vertically oval-shaped with small black eyes, a long protruding nose, and a grimacing mouth filled with, needless to fucking say, almost needle-like teeth.
That shit is the worst.
So sharp teeth on a fucking weird, tiny oval face with little eyes and a big old snout. Well, maybe not that big, but
and it's
a
only 6
protruding
inches
nose.
tall.
Yeah.
It's a wing.
At first I'm like, oh, it's a Smurf because it looks 6 inches tall,
Oh,
blue.
yeah.
But then you're like, no, it's an oval. And it's got teeth. It's on fours. There's no feet. There's no hands.
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
Well, no
what am I seeing?
toes. So I don't know. It's like weird, like foot pads without toes.
how do you?
I don't know.
How do
Are
you
they like
do that?
Powerpuff Girls?
All right.
Oh
just
yeah.
Yeah, nubs.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. The outer part of the face was dark blue, sort of like a mane, but it looked hairless. The rest of the face and body was light blue. The best I can describe the body is like that of a lion, except with short legs, no tail, and less sculpted.
It's like a little weird baby lion.
So a non-buff, tailless, tiny-legged lion, and except that I'm thinking like a triceratops almost, like it's got like a weird neck crest that goes out that becomes darker blue.
Right.
So it gives the impression of a hairless mane, but I don't really know
Okay.
that for sure. That's just what I'm estimating.
Okay.
But it's fucked up.
Okay.
She continues, I looked at my brother and he said, what was that? He had seen it too. When my mum calmed us down, mum. I always throws me off. I don't know why. The fucking British Australian mum calmed us down. She took my brother and me into separate rooms of the house and got us to draw what we had seen. We both drew the same thing. Love to have seen a photo of said drawings.
I know.
Oh no, they don't. There's nothing.
No.
Is there
Oh,
ever?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
One out of every 1,000, you get a
Yeah.
You know,
stick
from
figure.
from
Like,
last week's episode, I was able to find a drawing from Rex Gilmore.
Sure.
About the cool like little city setup.
Oh, I meant to send that to you. Did I make you go looking?
No, actually, I was citing Cole Harold's research, so
Right.
I happened to like Google, and I'm like, oh, there's an image, yes. So it made my Instagram Monday so much easier.
Oh,
right.
Jack Davy.
Dude, I love you, Jack Davy. God damn it.
So tripadelic.
Yeah, hopefully you're still with us and you're okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we both drew the same thing, as mentioned. I was terrified for the rest of the night. To this day, I still don't know what the creature was that I saw, but it still gives me the creeps. And then I say, that's an end quote, like so many, too many to be honest, sightings of unknown animals, this encounter was quick and as far as we know, never repeated, leaving us to wonder just what the hell was this tiny blue, clearly predatory needle-toothed synthesis of a big cat and a salamander, and what genus it might have fallen into. So it's hard. I mean, it could have been like a weird amphibious thing that just happened to have wicked
Like
sharp
a,
teeth.
Like a mud puppy.
yeah, I mean,
Like a mud puppy.
Like mud puppies have those super gnarly teeth, but this thing clearly is, like you said, it kind of like the apex predator fucking thing going on.
And does
So,
Australia have blue mud puppies? I don't know. And to be
they
fair,
do
didn't
have a
look
bun-
into it.
They do have a weird.
I mean, blue in general is weird in nature. There's not a lot of blue.
Yeah, but that could also
Overt
be
blue.
that could also be like lighting.
But then there's also the axolotls or whatever. I know I always say
Axolotls,
axolotls, whatever they're, but they are beautifully hued. I don't know if they come in blue,
Right.
but they're all sorts of like crazy hues.
And Australia is the land of like weird creatures. Right?
So one thing we know, it's definitely a marsupial.
Oh, it has a it's got to be.
It's
dude.
got to be.
Yeah, that's just
No, I didn't see a pouch. They didn't see a pouch, but come on.
Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, it has a weird
Australia.
It has a weird little icky pouch it keeps its young in.
But if there is a land, maybe it's a baby bunyip.
Ooh, I like
In the
it.
weird of land, weird,
The weird of land.
shit.
Yeah.
That should be aquatic.
The weird of land.
The weird of land.
Yeah, this is at first I was like, are there panthers? This is a baby panther.
Oh no, why?
I don't
Oh,
know.
6
because
inches?
cat like.
Yeah, yeah,
With
6
stubby
inches,
legs?
Yeah,
Oh, fetal panther.
yeah.
Oh, fetal blue
Ooh.
panther.
That's an 80s band. It
Yeah.
has to be.
Fetal
It has
panther.
to be, dude. On the LA scene, open it up.
Yeah,
Come on,
absolutely.
Hey guys,
At the whiskey and go-go.
fetal panther. Do you like cold gin? Oh shit, wrong band.
Hot gin.
I've been, yeah. Do you like hot gin? And then
You're like, no.
they get sued immediately
Right.
by Kiss. All right, yeah, that is strange. Well, and obviously now what's cool about this, and randomly this does happen, you do have the corroboration with her brother seeing it, and then the
Yeah.
mom being like, all right, you guys want to talk about some weird
Which
shit?
was a good move on the mom's part.
dude, that's phenomenal,
Separate the
yeah.
kids, have them draw it. It's like, I don't know if she was a cop or just, wise beyond her years. But she just had them go separate, draw it, and they exist, these drawings, presumably.
Yeah.
Though maybe they were lost,
Strange,
over
man.
time, and we don't have access to them.
Then again, man, being a kid and seeing animals, I don't know, man. I still, dude, recently, we have a fox scenario in my neighborhood.
As we've heard.
And we just saw the babies, and it just,
shit.
yeah, it's actually pretty dope. Well, now they're kind of hanging out during the day,
Mhm.
which is fine. They totally do that.
It
But like the
happens.
mom is like sleeping on a stump, and the babies are like playing around. The mom kind of comes over, and she's like, get away from the road, come over this way. It's super cool. Not gonna lie, kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see weird animals like that, and you just, you see it so fast, and it's just, you just mistake it for something, or you pick up weird details that maybe aren't actually there. Your mind just trying to piece it together. But the needle teeth is weird.
That's, yeah.
Because what in nature has needle teeth?
I don't know.
Do we know?
I mean, like a pile of needle teeth?
Yeah.
Not much.
I mean, mostly fish, right? Would have that.
Sure.
I mean, snakes don't do that.
Well, yeah, they have needle-like teeth, sure.
Yeah, but they got like fangs. They don't have a whole mouth.
Not always, no. Like if it's like a python or a boa constrictor.
Oh, because they have
Any
those weird
number of
little
teeth.
like
They have
setback,
100% needle-like teeth, none of which are fangs.
but they're like tiny, right? They're
Yeah.
like super small. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, snake is actually the most analogous thing I could think
Weird
of.
snake cat, dude.
Yeah.
Snake lion.
If something's weird, Australia's a place to live.
Yeah. All right, we're going back to fetal panther.
So we don't know. So yeah, fetal panther,
Fetal
clearly.
Fine.
Fetal Panther?
All right,
Yes.
Is it
there
just
you
a
go.
mutant Smurf though?
It could be.
I want it to be a weird
'Cause
hybrid
blue's
Smurf.
still weird.
Baby
to me.
bunyip.
Yeah, baby bunyip.
Okay.
I mean-
Smurf fucked a bunyip.
Wow.
Yeah, it
That's
got
dirty.
It got real weird. It got real weird, and it was like it's all bunyip. But I was like, "You're mine," and then there you go.
I don't know if they're compatible, but
I mean,
they might be.
who knows?
Only
You know?
Gargamel knows. He's not talking.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be a thing.
That's
Oh,
sure.
is this like Smurfette? Gargamel made this thing?
Ooh.
I mean, because he was like a wizard technically,
He
right?
was.
He
Yeah, he
was.
was terrible.
I mean, he wasn't good at it. I
Nah,
mean, he
he
just
wasn't.
wanted to eat Smurfs because, I don't know, immortality. I
Yeah.
don't remember the logic behind it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Though
why
he
either.
definitely was hungry for Smurfs.
Yeah.
And then they toned it down. Eventually, he just sort of hated Smurfs.
For like no reason.
But like the first couple seasons, it was truly a European cartoon, and he was hunting to kill and eat.
yeah, weird.
Period.
Strange.
Then
But
Johan and Pee Wee came on the scene, and
Yeah,
Smurfette and other
the whole
fuckers.
all the new Smurfs
Yeah.
came
That-
on. I'm like,
that gentle
where did
iteration
these fucking
changed
Smurfs
things.
come from?
Yeah, man. Then the fucking Snork showed up.
They just pretended like they were there all the whole time.
Underwater Smurfs.
I mean, you could make that
A
analogy.
Smurf and a Snork fucked and got this.
Ooh, what, in the blowhole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did a Smurf
Pop
and a
in the
Snork
blowhole.
make a cat?
Grumpy,
reptile?
dude. Dude, it's like
Amphibian.
This is like
Like,
Nephilim. This is like the Nephilim, but with the Smurfs and the Snorks.
Wow.
Yeah, but they were still
Yeah.
half angel and half human, which makes sense
And
because
this
this
is
angel makes
half.
a human.
Yeah, this is half
A
Smurf.
Smurf and a stork.
And a snork.
A
Stork.
snork isn't
Yeah.
a cat or
Which are
or a
the
frog.
angelic and which are the mortal?
But this is what
Are
they would.
Smurfs
This is
angelic?
the horrid offspring they would produce.
It's
Because
like
Grumpy fucked a Snork in the blowhole.
a Smurf fucked a brine shrimp that believed it was a sea monkey, and it wished itself into a snork using the Akashic
Oh,
record.
maybe.
Oh, he brought in the Akashic
And
record.
Jeff was there to watch
Yeah.
it all.
Oh man,
He was the fucking. He was the midwife.
Dare I say Occam's razor, Christopher?
Oh,
Dare I say?
he dared.
That is a definition of Occam's razor.
That is one of them. And this podcast has many.
Moving on, Robert.
Yes, no doubt. Our next case comes to us from the extensive files of author and humanoid chronicler Albert Rosales. The incident occurred in, and I am going to fuck this up, Poggio Umbricchio near central Italy at about 6:30 a.m. on July 28th, 1999, and involved two teenage brothers, Giacomo and Elfio, who were foraging for mushrooms in a pine grove not far from their home when they were confronted by a creature unlike anything they, or anyone else for that matter, has ever seen. According to a report filed by Italian ufologist Gianfranco degli Esposito. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm almost being like bigoted by saying names that are just Italian. Like, Jesus,
Yeah.
Rob, come on, calm down.
Dagley.
Yeah,
Degli
our people,
Esposito.
Chris and I, our people are offended. As 2/3 of this podcast being
Yeah.
the Italians, we are.
If I eat a
we are
meatball sub later, will it make it okay?
Oh,
Depends where you get it from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
If you get me some violating
Hey,
shit from like Subway, no, you're
What if I
out.
promise it's al dente?
Yeah,
and
you're
I get it from
Nobody wants
Bolano's
al dente.
in a time machine.
The
because
meatball
it's
subs
been
al
closed.
dente?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would want a meatball
I don't know what that
sub
means,
al
but-
dente.
I assume all Italians like everything al dente. I like my bread al dente.
What? Really?
I know it's just for pasta.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just being a dick.
Wow.
All right.
I do like my pasta al dente.
I like it pretty soft, to be
Oh,
honest.
really? I like it hard.
I don't want it to be like too much to the teeth, as it were.
Yeah, I like it just past.
If it's
Just
if it's too
past.
sticky and crisp, then you haven't cooked
Because it's not like it stops cooking once you take it out. It keeps
I know,
cooking a bit.
I know, but I don't like it soggy and weird, man. Especially
No, I don't
angel
want it
hair.
Nobody
like
said soggy.
bloated
Yeah.
and nasty. No one said a blown out corpse. I just want fucking cooked pasta. All right, scumbag. Jesus Christ.
We're back in Italy, Robert.
All right.
Anyway,
The
deadly.
boys were attending to their task when their attention was suddenly grabbed by a violent shaking in some nearby bushes. The teens paused and silently stared at the now immobile patch of shrubs when, without warning, their early morning tranquility was shattered by a series of loud, animalistic grunts unlike any that they were familiar with. As is often the case with young teens, the brothers were more curious than cautious, and the duo slowly approached the source of the mysterious noises. When Giacomo and Elfio, were mere feet from the shrub, the leaves suddenly spread open to reveal a nearly 5-foot-tall anatomical anomaly that seemed to have stepped straight out of a nightmare. The boys described the black hair-smothered creature as having an oblong face with a long snout-like nose. But one of its oddest attributes was that the thing had 2 sets of eyes, one of which were on the forehead, the other next to its snout. And as if that weren't already bizarre enough, this inexplicable entity had scuttled out of the shrubs on no less than 5 claw-bearing legs.
5?
So it's a little crab shuffling, 5-legged,
5. Come on.
fucking.
What do you got? 3 in the front and 2 in back?
I mean, you tell me. I don't know.
Who? All right.
I mean, this was designed by Enfield dude, clearly.
Yeah.
You're right.
Whoever made the Enfield horror, and that's this creature. Spoiler, not even a spoiler. It eventually got the name the Bologna horror. I guess because the guy that first identified it was a ufologist from Bologna. Though I don't think this actual sighting took place anywhere
The
near
Bologna
it.
what?
Horror, as
Oh.
in the Enfield horror.
But this is the Bologna horror.
Was I calling it?
the
Was I
baloney
calling it the
horror.
baloney whore again?
That's what
Because I slip up all the time.
was like, is this an Italian thing? Like, what
Jesus
the fuck?
Christ.
Did my people not tell me about
No,
this?
I mean, I heard it horror. I heard it right.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
I couldn't. I just couldn't hear. All right, so the Bologna horror.
So it has an awkward,
Strange.
non-balanced leg number.
Yeah, how do you fucking
hate-
5 is weird.
I hate-
because you're like
Well,
Odd
everything's
numbers and
weird.
things like that.
Anything that's not bilateral symmetry is weird
do that.
Yeah.
in our estimation because that's
Yeah.
what we know. That's all we know.
I mean, I dare say the Octosquatch makes more sense.
Hmm.
You know?
It probably had an even number of legs.
Yeah, 5 is goofy.
It's goofy.
I mean, if there was like 3 in the front and then 2 in the back.
Yeah, because if you're like this,
Or 2 in the front, 3 in the
you
back.
know?
I
like
got
if it
assume-
had
one
like
main
3
one.
hopping legs and 2 like quick crawling legs.
Yeah.
I assume that the back should, the 3 in the back would make more sense than 2 in the front.
Yeah, hard balance. Then you can use the 2 forelegs for battle.
Yeah, and you got a
Yeah.
kickstand too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Sort of kangaroo processes, but with legs instead of a thick ass tail.
Well,
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
So it's possible.
All right, cool,
But
man.
let's not forget the 4 fucking eyes. That's weird too.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Out of all the things, though, I would be more creeped out by the 5 claw-bearing legs.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'm like, you got 5 legs with
Really?
claws. Yeah, the eyes. No.
I mean, but multi-legs aren't really weird. How many things do you see that are normal that have more
well,
than
this thing's
2 eyes?
5 foot and covered in hair.
like,
Chris makes a good
that's
point.
fucking weird.
There's a lot of things covered with, but I don't. The odd number really throws me
It's
for a
covered in
loop.
No,
hair.
it is, but like,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the 4 eyes is really.
if you just saw
Yeah.
cows and shit,
And what do
all
we
of a
got?
sudden
We got
4 eyes, you'd
the
be like,
Beast of Beckley, and I
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
took
right.
the
I
time
was
to write
trying to
numbers down. That would be episode 219 if someone's interested. So that was a 4-eyed fiend,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
literally the living washcloth in the 4-eyed fiends, which was episode
I forgot about
160.
the living washcloth.
Yeah, the that just flew around doing its own thing as if fucking CGI.
yeah, David Copperfield.
yeah.
fucking,
Yeah. Oh,
It was fucking weird. But anyway,
That's funny.
so
All right.
4
Yeah.
eyes are not unheard of on this podcast. In fact, this is the 3rd time it's happened, but it is
No, but it's fucking
still
weird.
fucking weird.
It is bizarre.
Yeah.
It's for sure weird.
Okay.
All right.
So, I have to end this by saying, to be fair, however, I would be remiss in not pointing out that its ears were described as hairless and quote unquote normal in appearance.
Oh, it's got normal unhairy
Whatever the fuck normal means,
ears.
but it compares, like, what are you comparing it to?
Yeah,
a moose?
That's what I mean. Like
A baby?
Yeah, like I'm thinking hairy. Like, you know how like is it like apes sometimes? Or no, is it? I forget. Monkeys, right? What was Bubbles the chimp? Bubble.
That's an ape.
chimp. Okay, so apes, how they have their.
What was the chimp?
What was the
A chimp?
Sometimes their ears are like not hairy. They have like just kind of like normal, like unhairy ears.
Sure, but I'm just saying normal ear depends on the species you're talking
Oh well,
about.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So maybe they meant normal human ears, but on
It's
that
even
face makes it
creepier.
weirder.
Yeah, it's even weirder. Just normal human.
Because a
man
big
ears.
oblong oval
Yeah.
with a fucking like mini elephant
It's like
snout,
ears of a man.
like Dick Envy trunk with fucking 4 eyes and 5 legs and the ears of a man, as you say.
Okay. Cool.
The ass of a donkey,
Yeah.
ears of a man.
I don't know.
So it's fucking weird.
All right. Yeah, it's strange.
Giacomo and Elfio were stunned by the strange sight before them. The creature, clearly not pleased at having its slumber disturbed at this early hour, glared at the teens with an expression that they later claimed was filled with, and this is a quote, hate.
Okay.
Fuck you and your brother. Fuck you both.
Yeah.
I was sleeping. I was happy. It was the first good night's sleep I'd gotten in 7 days. I'm just pretending to be him because I know what it's like to have insomnia.
I mean,
and you motherfuckers wander in looking for mushrooms and you think you own this fucking
don't
forest?
sleep in a shrub, dude. Okay?
Oh.
A fucking bed, dog.
Wow. So,
yeah,
wow.
exactly.
You're a human-centric sympathizer.
Go find a bed, or
When you're a fucking animal of the wild,
Find a bed.
I don't know, bed
the outdoors
down.
is your goddamn bed.
This is on this weird creature.
No, it
okay?
is not. It's on the fucking punks that were fucking
They were
mushrooming at the
doing
wrong,
nothing. How
wrong
dare
place,
you.
wrong time.
On the punks.
This is on the punks.
No.
You punks over here messing with this weird fucking creature with his fucking ears of a man.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Being dicks. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. So
All right.
stupid.
Shocked as they already were, the boys' emotional state would soon redline towards unmitigated terror as 4 more nearly identical entities emerged from the nearby forest.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's a sleeping colony, and now you plumb fucked up,
yeah,
kid.
you gotta get out of there, dog.
Yeah. Overwhelmed by the sight before them, the brothers abandoned their mushroom-picking efforts and fled for home. Once there, they debated on whether or not to call in the authorities, but decided that it would be more prudent if they kept the encounter to themselves. Well, legit, I guess. I mean, what are you going to say? Do you think you'd find some prints,
but
maybe?
danger. Think of your neighbors. Think of the children. Think of the fellow animals.
That's
I don't
true.
know, something.
A lot of people only come forward out of concern for, like, their fellow humans. Like,
Sure.
I don't want to be the person known for seeing this thing, but if somebody else gets hurt and I know I didn't say anything, I would forever be, just ridden with guilt over this.
Yeah, and there's a whole pack of them. So,
That's true. There's, 5 in total?
Yeah, all right, not cool.
Yeah. Nevertheless, as things like this are wont to do, the story of their harrowing encounter eventually leaked, coming to the attention of the aforementioned UFO investigator Esposito, who we talked about, obviously, who claimed that when the boys took him to the site of their all-too-close encounter, they expressed what seemed to him to be a genuine sense of fear. He also noted that a similar report, which has gone on to be dubbed the Bologna Horror, the whole expanse of it,
Okay.
had been filed with a nearby police jurisdiction in 1951. That would be 35 years before the oldest boy was born, making the oldest boy 13. But unfortunately, this earlier occurrence was not elaborated on. So again, I don't know what was seen in 1951.
Right.
I don't know what constituted why it seemed like a 4-eyed, 5-footed thing, or if it was just equally weird. We just don't know.
Yeah, the horror of Bologna.
Yep, the Bologna horror.
All right, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just got to live with it.
I mean,
It is what it is.
strange, 5 foot, hairy.
Not earthly.
No, not at all. That's the thing is I'm going immediately alien with this thing, Maybe this is kind of like from the same type of shit that like the Enfield horror is.
Exactly.
With its weird 3 legs.
I mean, there's probably planets out there
screaming into the night.
that, well, all right, maybe they scream in the night, but they don't necessarily like rely on bilateral symmetry. They like, for some reason, odd numbers caught on evolutionarily.
Yeah.
For whatever, like one to grab the branch,
or
one
if
to
you
grab
lose-
the prey, one to like dig in the ground. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
If you lose one in battle. Yeah, backups.
True. I mean, you're right. This thing might have just lost a leg. It might have had 6 legs. It lost one. I don't know if they took the time to count the legs on all of its brethren as they appeared from the
Fortunately,
woods.
man, you can't. It's too dangerous.
But at this, I want to believe that they're 5-legged creatures.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that 5th leg actually maybe was like a tail. and just it looks very
Yeah.
similar. So when you're just looking at it really quick, you think it's a leg.
What if it's like some weird little
placed in a spot?
vestigial arm, like they call it the grandma arm, and it doesn't do anything? It's like atrophied and
The
arthritic.
grandma arm?
It's like the
just hangs out
appendix.
like this. Like I don't know why I
But
keep
it's
doing this. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
stop.
I'm doing this on video. It's
Why-
our first video. Why am I doing this?
Well,
but like maybe
no
it's got
one-
grandma
No
arm.
one, people might not see this, but
I mean,
eventually
they might
could.
have to. Grandma arm is a thing.
Oh, grandma arm is awful.
I mean, I pity the grandmas that have it, but I'm saying, who knows if it's not some weird vestigial limb that no longer serves a hunting purpose. Once upon a time was their most deadly weapon. Now it's just some shit they have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell.
They used to hold their laser blaster, but no more. They put their blasters down.
You can't hold it in the grandma arm.
Can't. No, Jesus Christ.
You can't do it.
All right.
I mean,
all right, man. Alien.
Bridge too far.
Bridge too far.
Aliens.
Grandma arm's a bridge too far.
Moving on.
Or Occam's razor.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I know you just keep saying it, but
Well, yeah, of course. I ain't gonna stop.
In his invaluable 2017 treatise, The Inhumanoids, Real Encounters with Beings That Can't Exist, Bill Nunley reports on a pair of curious encounters involving people bumping into creatures that simply make no sense. The first case took place on the evening of November 6th, 2003, when a pair of women from Tucson, Arizona claimed to have been, quote, attacked by a man-sized beast, ape-like, with a spiny back and glowing eyes as they were walking towards their vehicle. The victims, a local woman and her mother, said the creature crouched on the ground like a frog, then began springing at them and emitting a terrible hissing sound from its mouth. Thoroughly horrified, the two could only stand there clutching one another, eyes closed in sheer terror as the hissing sound continued. Then, just as the helpless women were in the monster's grasp, the creature fled. End quote.
Oh. Huh.
Weird. The case has been classified by many, including myself, and I think we might have even mentioned it, as a potential encounter with a notorious breed of predatory North American primate known as the devil monkey.
Oh, our favorite, man.
Though this thing may in fact be closer related to the porcupine-spined, bat-winged, semi-reptilian chupacabra that were originally reported in Puerto Rico in the wake of a series of mass livestock killings in the latter portion of the 20th century. The real chupacabra.
Yeah,
The OG gargoyle
yeah.
chupacabra.
So this thing had the opportunity to kill, but it chose not to.
Well, or it was... Well, yeah.
It
I
has
mean,
a
I guess that's
conscience.
fair.
It's not
No.
there. It's not there.
See, I knew you were going with that.
It's not
Like,
there to kill. It's there to terrify.
It could have sensed a lot of things. It could have sensed, like, say, maybe one of the women was sick and it didn't want to eat the meat. It could have sensed through some electromagnetic flux that more technology was heading their way and therefore he wouldn't have time to finish his meal. I wouldn't necessarily equate it not attacking these two women with it having a mercy streak. We don't know what prompted it to hiss, frog hop, and split.
Right. Maybe he had babies somewhere.
Baby somewhere. Hungry babies, and he found an easier prey.
It strikes fear.
It definitely does that.
Do you know why?
Hmm.
Because it feeds off the fear.
Oh, no. Oh,
boy.
no. This isn't an ultra-terrestrial. This is clearly a cryptid.
All right, fine.
It's a
Fine.
goddamn monkey
I
with
can-
fucking spines.
I can have my theories.
Monkey with spines.
Monkey. It's a monkey with spines.
It's clearly a fucking cryptid.
Well, it could have ate him, could have killed him. No one would have fucking known, and it didn't. It scared him
Yeah.
and left.
Do we even know where in Tucson this happened? It might have been at a busy intersection.
Maybe not.
All right, but I'm just saying you don't know.
Maybe
I
not
don't.
a
It's
busy
true.
intersection. Yeah.
I
God
don't.
damn it. I'm just saying I don't know why this thing didn't attack. I
No.
don't know if it's technically a cryptid. It is clearly, by definition, inexplicable.
It is. Yeah, it is. It
Um,
really is.
It hisses. It's got spiky back, and that's the other thing too. I don't know. Is it like is its
Yeah, I
hair
don't know.
raised up like hackles, like it's a disturbed animal, or does it literally have sharp needle-like spines sticking up?
Jumping like a frog's weird.
I don't
too.
know.
Yeah, it's strange.
I don't know.
It's interesting,
It is weird. All right, well, it's icky.
and it probably isn't traditionally from Arizona.
No,
So, yeah.
it's a transplant from probably Jersey.
Oh,
So,
easy peasy.
yeah. All right, man.
Nunley's next encounter occurred in Huntsville, Utah on an evening in June of 2005, June 13th to be specific. According to his tantalizingly short report, quote, another entity which fits into our reptilian or amphibian category was seen at approximately 1:30 a.m. when a couple enjoying a discreet interlude in a place called Cemetery Point. I mean, not as exciting as Bull Point,
no.
Dude,
but pretty hot.
Are we fucking a Cemetery Point?
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, anything
dude.
that's called the point where you smoke a bowl is then thusly
The
Bull
point.
Point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
This
That's
So-
true.
or maybe this is the other side of Bull Point.
I mean,
If Bull Point is two plateaus,
mm-hmm.
this is Cemetery Point, and this is Bull Point.
Okay.
Same.
Sister
Dude,
plateaus.
The dead rise
Yeah.
to smoke again. Bull Point. It used to be called Cemetery Point. They moved the graves.
You fucking but they didn't move the bodies, did ya?
You moved the bulls, but you didn't move the bodies, did
Now
you?
they want the weed they were owed. You
Oh,
fucking
man.
idiot. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
All right, Cemetery
Okay.
Point.
Anyway,
we're here.
all right,
We're doing
yeah.
it.
They were startled, the people at Cemetery Point, by the sudden appearance of a strange creature walking on its hind legs. It was tall and hairy, they later said, very reptilian, looking with a hunched back. They watched as it walked on two legs, made a curious gagging sound, then dropped down to all fours and scampered like a deer into the darkness.
Oh, this thing's awful. It just comes out and it has like a hairball.
Old man hack.
Yeah.
2 packs of Lucky a day hack.
Oh man.
Just like,
Camel on filters.
yeah,
Oh.
the old fucking.
Dude, anytime
Oh.
something is 2 legs and it goes on 4 legs, it is just like
it's disturbing.
I hate it.
because it's not normal. I
no,
mean,
it,
it's
it
biologically
definitely-
not a
definitely-
thing.
It bugs me for sure. But
And that's something like werewolf films in the CGI era have been able to exploit that they never really could in the earlier days, like bipedal to quadrupedal.
yeah.
It's like, it's very unnerving, like Chris said. And
Doesn't,
just,
yeah,
oh.
they don't ever pull it off right though. It just looks terrible.
Yeah, but if you see it in real life, and it's got to look like very uncanny valley, like this
Yeah.
shouldn't be real,
Yeah, no, for
and
sure.
yet you're seeing it happen in front of your eyes. So
yeah, weird.
it
Oh,
is.
man, creepy. Fucking hacking up a long lizard person at Cemetery Point.
One can only imagine what kind of creature a hair-covered repto-amphibian that employs both bipedal and quadrupedal locomotion and has an easily triggered gag reflex might be. Whatever the answer may be, at least for the couple involved, it was almost certainly a mood killer.
Yeah, you're not going back to.
Yeah, no, wherever you were at Cemetery Point, no matter how passionate things had gotten,
Nah, you better go talk to Jesus, friend.
and
yeah.
if you're a Mormon, you better put on your fancy underwear and head
Yeah,
home.
you gotta
I mean,
be-
it's Utah. I don't mean to like generalize, but
Oh, it is Utah.
It makes
yeah.
sense.
All right, yeah. You get a hold of your elder, dude. Right? They
Yeah.
got elders.
I think so.
Yeah, and be like, man, we're gonna fucking. We saw some weird shit at Cemetery
Right.
Point.
We're letting the
Man.
quarry trembles do the work for us.
Yeah,
the old fucking Mormon bump and grind. As long as you don't do the thrusting.
that's right. Oh God.
Going back to Stephen Wagner's article, we have a run-in with a crazy critter that's been christened the prime hook swamp creature. According to the primary eyewitness, a woman named Helen J., I was driving on Broadkill Road in Broadkill Beach, Delaware, around dusk in July 2007. The road borders a swamp area. Standing on the side of the road by the swamp, my daughter and I saw a creature which we've never seen before. It stood about 2.5 to 3 feet tall with long legs, a tan body, a flat, almost, puggish face, and a long tail. It had small ears and looked to be about 30 pounds. My other daughter and her friend also saw the same animal the year before around the same area, except it was at night and it ran in front of their car. I asked the lady who owned the Broadkill Beach store about it, and she said she had once seen it when she was dirt biking with her dad in the area years before. And both her and her dad had no idea what it was, even though she was raised around Broadkill. She said we were lucky to have spotted it, as very few people had ever seen it. We went to the Prime Hook Reserve. This is what the swampy area is called. The Prime Hook Reserve Museum, and they had no idea what it could be. I'm wondering if anyone else has seen it and what the heck it is. Whether this thing is a deformed bobcat, an unclassified canine, or something as yet undiscovered is open for debate. And even though the prime hook swamp creature, especially when compared to other creatures on this list, seems almost pedestrian in comparison, it's still refreshing to know that evolutionary anomalies can thrive even in such densely populated areas as the eastern seaboard of the United States.
Yeah, that thing sounds weird.
Yeah.
Like you
like
said,
pug-faced, but they didn't say cat or dog. Just long leg, tan fur,
Yeah.
pug face makes you think cat or dog because those are the two primary feral and or wild
Right, and
species
it's on all
that
fours.
we have.
It's not running,
Well, I'm assuming it is. It doesn't really say.
I mean, I'm assuming it's on all fours. I
Okay.
think you'd mention
That's
if it was
what I was
bipedal.
thinking too. Yeah, huh.
So but
Maybe?
we don't know.
Two
yeah,
and a
no,
half-
that's what I mean. It doesn't really say.
2.5 to
about-
3 foot tall with long legs.
Sandy colored, basically. Like
Weird. Man, maybe you're right. Maybe it's some poor, unfortunate, deformed bobcat or something. Like
that's
got,
the first thing that
got
came
a
to
case of
mind.
the mange. It's all effed up. It got into a toxic waste barrel.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Because then you go into a Comico territory.
Yeah.
But like they say, long legs. So I assume the legs are slightly at least they look out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
If
To
you would
like,
say long
like
legs,
a tiny
right?
little, like a tiny thin body and like greyhound legs. I mean, it could be.
something.
Some weird.
Because
synthesis-
you
I'm
wouldn't
just 'cause
mention legs are long unless they seemed.
They seem right.
Too long.
Right.
yeah.
Perhaps a weird giraffe.
Oh my.
Oh.
You're looking at the wrong part of the anatomy. I mean, they have long legs too, so all right.
Pug face is
That
weird.
could be some
though.
sort of weird deer type thing, maybe.
Oh, weird pug deer.
Yeah, or just whatever animal it is, just with an awful case of mange. Because pug makes me think that this thing is face kind of like shoved in.
Right. And it doesn't have
But-
the coat of a fawn or most deer.
No.
Because you would have described it as spotted, brown, or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it would be. Like the sandy color.
It-
First thing comes to mind is like a puma, bobcat, cougar, fill in the blank. You know, it all means the same thing.
Yeah, like some Montauk monster shit right there.
Right.
Man. Ugh.
Except that's obviously just a raccoon
It's a
that's
Corpse.
decayed.
It's
yeah.
not. It's the
Well, isn't
Montauk
it-
monster.
It's
I
a
mean-
swampy thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Weird. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, I mean, people saw it. They were dirt biking with Dad. They saw it. You know, I mean, other
This
people
one
have
at
seen it. So
At least has repeat
Yeah.
performances.
it could still be there today if you're hanging out there. And what the hell was it called?
Prime Hook Reserve.
Prime Hook Reserve in Delaware. We got listeners from Delaware. If you're down there, folks, check it out.
Yeah.
And we always get emails from people that are like, "Holy shit, I had no idea you even were talking about something from my area."
I mean,
So-
if it's just an anomalous,
Yeah.
normal part of the fauna there,
Yeah.
fantastic. If it turns out to be something even more extreme, all the better.
Sure.
I mean, that is what traditional
picture.
cryptozoology is all about.
yeah, man, get a picture for your boys. There you go.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, man. Let's
Truth.
fucking moving on.
Speaking of which being the Eastern Seaboard, obviously the digression took us away from that. Our next event took place in our backyard of upstate New York on Christmas night, 2007. According to a Reddit user named Distinct Earthling, always so comfortable with, always so easy, just good names.
Yeah.
Good names on Reddit.
Fucking love Reddit.
The event in question took place on an isolated stretch of night-blackened back road that was surrounded by, quote, barren fields on either side and woods set back, which for anyone who lives here describes about 95% of the back roads that connect the mini metropolises in this semi-Siberian rust belt that we call home. But I digress.
Very true.
The unidentified driver, who was evidently alone at the time of the sighting, claimed that a creature of unknown origin emerged from the darkness. In his post, Distinct Earthling described what he saw, quote, it was not a person. It stood on two long legs with long arms hanging down from its shoulders. It was strong looking, lean, muscular, but not beefy in stature. It looked thin at the same time. It stood at least 7 feet tall. It was light colored, not sure whether it was white, tan, yellow, or grayish. It appeared to have fur, but there was some texture to the skin. It wasn't smooth. There appeared to be something coming down off of its back. I don't know what this was. All I can recall about its face is the small features it had, but the mouth and jaw were notably large. Clearly Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, man.
And it had pointed things, this is my favorite part, and it had pointed things atop its head, two things going straight upward with something mingled between the two things. That's fucking it. Like, it doesn't specify horns or antlers
Yeah,
or,
well,
what?
or
Yeah, what
knobs
what
or
is it?
antennas.
Okay.
If the things between them are like tinfoil on two rabbit ears or cobwebs that just got trapped between like two things sticking up, it's just that's it.
Okay.
That's what I got from the quick scan and from my observation of it as it neared my car and my car neared it, end quote. So, I mean, this is,
it's inexplicable, dude.
it reminds me, do you
Yeah.
guys remember it's a terrible, like low budget, like independent 80s horror film called The Unnameable? Where it was
No.
this fucked up, like beige humanoid monster with horns. That's all I remember. I don't remember the movie. I couldn't even tell you an ounce of the plot. Couldn't tell you who was in it. Couldn't tell you shit. But for some reason, the unnameable came to mind when I read about this thing. But again, it's not going to help you. It barely helps me when I say it. Maybe you can like throw it on your phone or something, Mark, while I'm talking about this. But this fucking weird ass thing, it evokes thoughts of the Wendigo to me, like cursed humanoids. Like it definitely is crossing the line from like typical cryptozoological phenomenon in that it's, I mean, it might be animalistic, but it's also humanoid as well. So it's like sort of breaching the lines into the paranormal a smidge. And it's difficult to say what this is, but I will continue with what happened in this event.
Is this the thing right here?
I believe that's the unnameable. Yes.
Okay.
Can you name it?
No.
No, you
that
can't.
was a trick question. No.
Yes. I actually,
We all pass.
Yeah.
I think it's creepy looking. Should I use this for the Instagram image for this episode?
No, because I think we have one actual illustration.
Oh, we
from
do?
a creature coming up.
Okay, all right.
So that we have to go with.
Okay, well,
rather than my weird
there
interpretation.
goes my Monday morning little anxiety trip trying to figure out what fucking picture to post. Shit.
Done.
I
Done.
love it.
All right.
Thank you.
Frightening as the sight almost certainly was, it would become one of the most terrifying on the books as the witness passed this odd apparition. Quote, as my car became parallel to it, within a split second, I went from looking out my windshield to looking at it from my driver's side window. In that moment, its face quickly peered down at me, and all I remember was the mouth opened wide. Out came a remarkable scream that I'll never forget. Gives me chills just thinking about it. It consisted of a high-pitched, shrill shriek enveloped by a deep guttural growl. Both sounds happened simultaneously in that scream. So, I mean, that's just not great. I know I always think of like Donald Sutherland at the end of the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where he gives that like cry out when he sees like the woman that he recognized as, you know, she's still human, but he's not
right
at this point. But like, there's something about the horror of a monster's looking at me and it screams out directly at me, identifying me to others like it, but also signaling that it recognizes that I am different, maybe a threat, but definitely a potential victim. I don't love that.
And it's telling you to get away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad enough you're driving that close to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
So,
All right. That's creepy, man.
The driver continued on his way, but soon enough, the shock kicked in. I kept driving all the while. This was all happening so fast that I didn't even have a chance to be scared or shocked or anything. Later on, I was in total shock after it had sunk in. I had my driver's side window been open fully, it would have touched me, or worse, taken me.
Oh.
I'm certain of it. To this day, I still haven't worked out what it was. So, I mean, that could just be his gut instinct, like, oh man, I could have been in real jeopardy.
Yeah.
But it could also be like this, like, feeling that, like, fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean, being that close to that thing too, you know, and it's clearly saying like "fuck off" as you drive by.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, if the window was down,
maybe
it would have just put his hand or whatever, claw or knife, fingers, and just fucking, and you're dead.
Not great.
It's gonna Freddy Krueger you to the next dimension, dude.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Fucking creepy shit, dude.
Though it may have been this thing's horrific appearance that influenced how the observer felt about the creature in question. I mean, I'm the first to admit, sometimes you look ugly, people think ugly things about you. It seems that, much like the Italian brothers who encountered the pack of Bologna horrors, something about the creature itself seemed to exude malevolence. It's also worth noting that pale-horned semi-humanoids like the Copenhagen Devil have been reported in New York State for centuries.
Oh, that's right, the old
So I'm not comparing it to it, but I mean, there is something to be said.
We do have a baseline for it.
Yeah, we do.
Interesting.
And those interested in the Copenhagen Devil, go back to episode 43.
Yeah.
Those interested in the listener story Redux, I didn't cite that.
Oh, I was looking for it. I'm like, oh my God, did you really pull that off?
Oh, I should have.
Yeah, no.
No, I suck. But it was later.
It was.
And it was good.
Yeah, it was there.
I think it's mentioned in the title.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Regardless, though, this is like the closest to a paranormal event that we've gotten this far.
It is.
Like, this has been a very crypto-heavy pod, and that's good.
Right.
It's straight up anomalous animals. What the fuck is going on? But because Inexplicables can really go the whole spectrum, and we have to assume some animals can be bipedal, and if not, like a Bigfoot or something, ancient, long extinct animals that we know existed and are gone were definitely bipedal. It still makes the cut. Also because it doesn't have a superpower that would turn it into an ultra cryptid, which is a whole different breed of category,
Right.
which is batshit crazy and powerful or inexplicable in some way we can't fucking wrap our head around.
Has mutant powers.
Mutant powers.
Yes.
Okay. Our next uncanny creature encounter was again brought to us by Stephen Wagner and occurred on September 26th, 2009, somewhere in rural Indiana, and involves strange, semi-serpentine, feline-like critters. Again, the rare cat something else hybrid.
Yeah. Weird, dude. Fucking cat snakes.
According to the eyewitness, Joanna H., quote, "My church was on a retreat in Indiana in a forest. The place we stayed was at a small building in the center of the forest. We decided that evening to go out and play in the forest with the children, so we came up with a game to play. It was like police. The kids were the police, and we would pick an adult to be the hostage." Sounds like a fine kids game pre 9/11. In the 21st century, I'm not sure. But I'm not here to judge.
In a pre 9/11 world.
So when we began the game, we had to find the adult hiding in the forest in the middle of the night.
Oh.
So we started going around the back of the buildings, and we spotted a tall figure. It had to be at least 6 feet tall. It was running toward the trees where there was a small open area with tall grass that goes up to your knees. It ran with its arms at its sides, but it stopped at the edge of the tall grass as if to wait for us to get closer. We chased after it, thinking it was an adult. When we were finally a few yards away, it dove into the grass and started to crawl very fast, almost snake-like. We got weirded out, but stood there staring at it. When it got across the tall grass, it began to climb a tree. It looked somewhat like a deformed cat-like animal when it was climbing. Then a few moments later, a kid yelled, "I see him," and was pointing in the opposite direction. We saw a similar figure running a couple of yards away, so we chased it, and then it vanished behind a tree. Turns out a few minutes later, we found the adult hiding in the parking lot in front of the building the whole time. So who knows what we saw that night in the forest? At least 15 kids saw this thing with me, so I know I'm not crazy. So serpentine, cat-like things, at the very least 2, both. I mean, I don't know what's going on in this section of rural Indiana, and it was not specified an exact locale, so we can't really get into that.
Maybe like a fucking hyperfisher. Ever seen the fishers?
Fisher cats?
Yeah, they're fucking weird looking, dude. And they're lanky, too. They're super lanky.
And there is maybe a certain degree of serpentine undulation that certain cats can
so
achieve.
Long, too, yeah.
Right.
And actually, my in-laws have them at their place, and I've seen them like scurry across the yard and go up like a tree, and it's disturbing.
Yeah.
How it's weird.
But how big do they get?
They're pretty big. I mean, they're probably like, I don't know, they're fairly, not clearly as big as this thing.
Right.
But
yeah, the 6 foot
And this
one.
thing was running with its arms at its side.
Right.
So that makes you think it's humanoid.
It's another biped that apparently went quadroed.
Yeah.
And then fucking
by the quad.
Geckoed its way somewhere.
Yeah, man.
It's weird.
Clearly a demon.
Well, that just makes sense.
Clearly.
I mean, cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy. Right,
I mean, it was a church retreat. Who's going to be watching out for the kids?
The old demon fisher.
I know. The demon fisher, the fisher of young people.
Yeah, the fisher of the demon.
Trying to get the souls wrangled.
Yeah,
tempt them with like lust and, I don't know, candy.
Yeah, with the ears of a man.
With the ears of a man. Yeah, conflating everything.
There it is.
It's a shame, I added, that no adults were on hand to see the anomalous animal seen by Joanna and her excited cohorts. Maybe they could have identified it, or perhaps they would have been just as confused and exhilarated by the strange creatures as the kids nominally in their charge. I say nominally because it doesn't seem like adult supervision was a real strong point at this church getaway.
Pre 9/11 is fine.
It seems like, as in the cases of the prime hook swamp creature or Australia's mini blue amphibious lions, that there is another hybrid beast, whose zoological christening has yet to occur.
Oh.
Just hasn't been discovered yet. And they're all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, the little blue lion cat of Australia really intrigues me with its needle teeth and its mayhem.
That thing is neat.
But snake cats in Indiana also.
Tall snake cats. Bipedal.
I mean, I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
That's
I mean...
Okay. So, all right. Our final case transpired on the banks of Puerto Rico's Cubay River, which runs just outside of the notoriously monster, mutant, and alien-infested confines of El Yunque National Forest. While not the most thrilling episode ever chronicled, this creature represents one of the weirder unknown animals on this list. According to Albert Rosales, an engineer named Edwin Fontanez Jr. had come to the river accompanied by his father, his son, and a trio of friends. The purpose of this multi-generational expedition was to collect the delicious freshwater shrimp known to inhabit the Cubay. The U.S. Forest Service website on El Yunque claims that of the 5 species of river shrimp found in the area, 3, including the big claw river shrimp, are fished for human consumption. Reaching up to 18 inches in length and weighing over a pound each, much bigger than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Freshwater shrimp to be,
This
I
is some
might add.
bullshit,
That's just a lobster
dude.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, over 2 fucking, well, not over 2 feet. I can't measure. Just under 2 feet.
If you went to
a
Red
foot and a half.
Lobster and they had the all-you-could-eat this shrimp,
You'd be like, well, shit.
they have 2. And be
Honestly,
like,
the bigger
I'm
the shrimp,
done.
like the less good they taste.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because we used to have like 6 to 10 count shrimp, and they were fucking massive.
Mhm.
They weren't as good as the small
I
ones.
like the big like cocktail shrimp, the big fuckers. They're like enormous. Those are so good.
Yeah.
All right, well, all you can eat shrimp,
I'm
man.
just
This
saying.
shit killed Red Lobster.
Is that,
They
is
went
that
out there. They
put 'em
going
under?
bankrupt, man. Like they lost like $3 million or some shit.
the blockbuster of seafood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was even. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh man,
So
I miss,
these are
I
big.
miss the Red Lobster.
All right. Big fucking
Biggins.
shrimp.
Big fucking shrimp.
These nocturnal omnivores can be found lurking in deep water pools, especially those located above steep waterfalls at night. So armed with flashlights, the sextet set out to gather as many of the shrimp as they could for a late night feast. Though they were hunting relatively large freshwater arthropods, little could they have expected that they would stumble across what appeared to be a land-based variety of the same family. Only this example would be much bigger than those they were looking for, and for all they knew, may well have been hunting humans.
Oh, dude.
The incident in question began innocently enough, with the intrepid shrimp hunters collecting their quarry. But while they were wading into the cold waters of the pool, the group noticed eerie, high-pitched whistling sounds emanating from the shadow-shrouded forest just beyond the water. These odd screeching whistles were accompanied by the occasional sharp crack of dry wood being snapped as if something heavy had stepped on it. These strange sounds caught the shrimpers' attention, but though odd, were neither strange nor frequent enough to be unnerving. Then, at about 9:30 p.m., Edwin and his father and son broke away from the rest of the crew and started heading back up the river the way they had come. Some 50 feet away from the rest of their posse, the eldest of the trio, Edwin Fontanez Sr., tripped and fell. His grandson rushed to his aid, but when he bent down, he heard a sudden cracking sound just off the path next to them. Pointing his flashlight into the darkness, the dim light of the beam revealed what he at first took to be the scaly trunk of a palm tree. Confused, the youngest Fontanez clicked the beam up to a higher setting, and that's when he realized that the thing standing next to them, while huge, was no tree. His father, Edwin Jr., would later describe the cryptic creature that towered over them as being over 7 feet tall, with a brown epidermis and what appeared to be an array of V-shaped markings on its chest and lower torso. A shell-like carapace wrapped around the creature like a piece of armor that flared out at the shoulders into 2 sharp points. The creature's evidently faceless head was shaped like a heart, only instead of being curved at the top, the skull terminated into a pair of almost horn-like protrusions. The family also noted that the massive monster's arms were very thin and terminated into 3 claw-like fingers. Its legs were just as thin as its arms, but appeared to have 2 knee-like joints, the first bending forward like those of a human, the second careening backward, much like a dog's leg.
Ah, the old dog leg.
The old dog leg.
Ugh.
Hanky-janky.
Ugh.
Though the thing had no discernible eyes, Edwin Jr. got the impression that it looked down at them before awkwardly running into the forest with its arms hanging rigidly at its sides, where it seemed to have vanished from human eyes ever since. So, not much happened, but this is a crazy creature. This is the one we have an illustration for.
Okay, cool. I'm going to track that one
It's
down.
It's nuts. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I was really hoping it was going to be a giant shrimp.
I mean,
I'm
it
like,
might
please-
be an
Yeah,
arthropod.
Please make it be. Oh, yeah, but here's the thing, man. Could you still be like, fuck it, let's eat this thing?
You might. I mean, if you could
Yeah.
kill it, you could
Yeah.
probably eat it. If you can kill something that's alive on Earth, you can eat it, technically.
True.
I mean, that's not a stretch.
True.
We're all edible.
So,
Hey, Earth, we're all edible
yeah,
here.
and this thing just ran away.
And with like stiff
Yep.
arms, just like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
weird.
don't
away.
even know this one. This is weird.
Yeah, this one is bizarre because it did make me think, like, man, maybe this thing is hunting them.
or not.
But then I had the opportunity. It's like, oh no, and it turns away and runs.
Every one of these things booked.
Yeah, they all did. Yeah, they are.
all
A couple
It's
of
like they're not interested in
Yeah,
confrontation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Or
true.
It's, if they're intelligent, it's pretty well known that we're densely armed, hyper-violent primates, and that you're just best to avoid us. Like, if Earth has a bad neighborhood, it's everywhere people live for other intelligent
Yeah.
species.
I mean,
Yeah.
if these were just normal creatures, they would have done the same. Like a deer didn't know you were there for somehow, and you snuck up on it.
Right, and
It would.
It would book.
jetted.
Fox.
yeah.
I mean, anything. Like
Sure.
mostly would book.
Yeah,
Unless it's defending babies.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, a bear or a lion, unless, again, defending babies are super hungry, would book,
Yeah.
Yeah,
even though they're technically much more dangerous than we are,
Yeah, and these
at least
things are-
one-on-one.
man, and these things are doing the same thing, man, and it could totally eat you,
Yeah.
but it didn't. Therefore, you must eat it.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know where that came from, but
Saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same.
In my mind, I want it to be a giant, delicious shrimp. That you just
I mean,
chop open.
it's
and
not.
we had
tail off.
the what was it? The Bremerton monstrosity.
Yeah, I want to eat that thing
in,
too. I think.
in
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest
Like
somewhere.
a giant crab, man.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that was a super prawn.
Man, so much butter.
Oh my.
Oh, this big old pot of butter.
See, that would be weird. Like, once they get big and intelligent, I just can't.
It's fine.
I can't eat smart things.
Dude,
Oh my God, I eat so much pig. Fuck. I'm a
Yeah,
hypocrite.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I do it all the time. Yeah, I can do
I
it.
know.
I can
All right,
totally
fine,
give me
yeah.
the butter.
All right,
Mark, you're buying the butter. I'm eating this fucker.
Yep.
Chris is gonna prepare this fucker. There we go.
okay.
Yeah, seafood
We're
master.
just we're
Fair.
Captain Chris.
we're eating fucking intelligent animals.
I've murdered a lot of lobsters.
He
I
has.
believe it.
Yeah,
More than you
100%.
ever could imagine.
Yeah,
Wow.
he worked in the seafood section.
I know
for
he
Christ's
did.
sake.
I know. He was seafood Chris.
He was my seafood monger.
You think I didn't know that?
Yeah.
When I found the wrong Chris at Tops one time, I was schooled.
Oh, no, you must
that's-
mean
that- oh,
seafood, Chris.
Yeah.
I forgot you guys.
Yeah. And he's like,
you got the wrong
mean
Chris.
seafood Chris. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's my
Jesus.
bad.
Yeah, the old jets and sharks going on.
Yeah, my
here.
faux pas.
Fine.
There's a
fine.
Chris in every department, so you had to specify.
Ah, seafood Chris, man.
Yeah.
Seafood Chris. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this fucker up.
What the true identities of any of these creatures are remains a mystery. But judging by the stacks of accounts that are published in books or file into various online cryptozoological reporting centers year after year, the edges of our superficially mundane world are riddled with anomalous animals. Many of these seemingly inexplicable organisms are merely, though still fascinatingly, heretofore unidentified subspecies or genetic variations of known creatures, while others seem to represent genuinely undiscovered species. But rare still are accounts of truly bizarre beings, the likes of which baffle even the most open-minded academics. If real, these mysterious monsters, like the ones above, are indicative of truly paradigm-shifting life forms that force us to reevaluate long-cherished beliefs regarding what's biologically possible and expand our notions of what we mean when we say life as we know it.
Revenge of the Inexplicables. There it is. And you guys both hit on this point earlier that, yeah, all these things did was run. I mean, there was some barking and some fucking making noises and being like, I'll fuck you up.
Screamer in the street did not run.
No.
The pack of 5 fucking Bologna whores,
yep.
They did not run.
No, right.
No, but for the most part, though, these things, their interaction level with people is very minimal.
As Chris pointed out, and as should be said, as with most animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're not really like up in your shit.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, if this is all some weird thinning of the veil that people are just documenting across the fucking world, years apart or whatever, where you're just seeing weird beyond like type shit. And I know we always go to that one.
Sure.
So maybe we'll jump off of that for a little bit.
You can jump off of that.
It's so fucking bizarre though, man, because they're all so fucking...
They're all so different.
Yeah,
they're all so
different.
disparate. So I would say that you're not wrong when you say a thinning of the veil. When it comes to like say maybe a blue leonid, whatever the word is, amphibian, that might be like an undiscovered reptile or amphibian that just happens to be in Australia, or that might be a truly reality bending creature that slipped through the veil. And certainly things like the Bologna horrors have no precedent in Earth, but things like the prime hook swamp creature, pug face, tan fur, long legs,
kind of
the weird snake cat things in Indiana.
Yeah,
like these things are all maybe explicable in a certain way. So some might be mutants, some might be cryptozoological creatures in the sense that they are just like subspecies that haven't been identified.
Right.
Some are clearly misidentified. Some might be really fucking paradigm breaking entities from another level of reality that shouldn't be here.
Some might be aliens.
And some might be goddamn aliens. Some might be parapsychological manifestations.
Oh, dude, when you think about it, it will come.
All right, super helpless.
And then it'll fucking kill you in the bush when you're hunting down shrimps.
If you think it, it will come.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Yeah. Just come everywhere.
That's what I do like about these series when we do these, when you get this strange variety of shit, because none of it really makes sense. And you can kind of try to draw parallels to animals that we know of in the, fossil records or whatnot, and just shit that we understand is out there. But man, for the most part, they're all so fucking bizarre. It's so weird. If they are unidentified animals, I hope they stay that way. Because ick and ill.
Sure, but you're still going on people's
observations,
just anecdotal stuff. Right.
Right.
You don't really.
True.
We all probably picture something slightly different when there's an explanation of the cat reptile with the thing, right? So, I mean...
Yeah, no, I definitely have a clear image in my head of what I'm thinking, and I guarantee you if we could all like paint an AI picture or whatever...
Yeah.
In our mind's eye, we would all be looking at different things.
And also, too, when people just see animals that like they're not used to seeing, I believe I mentioned this earlier. I mean, you're gonna catch weird things. You're gonna pick up on weird shit. And obviously, some of this is pretty, on the nose. Not that, but you just look fishers, man. I've seen them I've seen them before, and they're fucking bizarre looking. When they start scurrying across the yard, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Every day, man. When I see the fox every day, I'm just taken aback. I'm like, oh.
And you know what a fox is.
It's adorable. It's goddamn adorable.
I will say this. I watch nature documentaries pretty frequently. I mean, I enjoy that shit from like 70s old, like fucking Mutual of Omaha bullshit and fucking Jacques Cousteau to like modern ones. Anything with David Attenborough. I'm all the time, at least once a week, seeing a creature that I can honestly say to myself, I can just look into the mirror of my soul and be like, if I saw this in the wild, I would 100% think I have discovered a new creature.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. There'd be no doubt in my mind. This has never been seen before. When it has clearly been seen before, identified, cataloged, and is well known by people in the field. But to me, it's a goddamn miracle of evolution.
Right.
Yeah.
So for these people, it could be the same thing, and they might not be as well versed. But we can only go by their descriptions. And again, when we're talking about like, baloney horrors, as I'm going to always call it.
That's the one that I was thinking of immediately.
That
like,
can't be anything.
There's nothing there, dude.
It's a lie, an alien, an interdimensional invader, or
a demon, man.
Or a demon.
Yeah.
But it is not a mistaken animal.
It reminds me of, what the hell is that He-Man figure with the multiple legs? Fucking remember the He-Man?
Modulok?
Yeah, it reminded me of like Modulok for some reason. Yeah, because he had like the weird goofy legs and shit.
Yeah.
The 5 legs are so bizarre. So weird.
True.
Uncanny.
I mean, dude, nothing has that. Like, arachnids, fine. All right, some lobsters.
No, they have 8. Plenty of things. It's not like Chris pointed out earlier. It's not a multitude of legs. Look at centipedes and millipedes that are a problem. It is the lack of bilateral symmetry that throws us for a loop on Earth. Because that shit, I mean, unless you're a jellyfish or something, I don't know if you have like 83 legs. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works.
You're having 5 weird legs.
But when you got fucking like limb legs, and you're a higher order of animal, usually that shit comes in even numbers.
Just tossing the 5 out there, man, is making it happen.
Throwing the 5.
Man.
So we got traditional shit, non-traditional shit,
demon shit, UFO shit.
I mean, it covers the whole
otherworldly horror shit.
Especially with like that Copenhagen devil looking motherfucker.
Yeah, that thing was super strange.
Who screeched at you in that horror voice.
So close to your car,
growl, scream.
Yeah, definitely a demon for sure.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably a demon.
Yeah. I like just little things that you can pick up on, and you're like, clearly not of Jesus' kingdom. This thing sucks. It's evil. It's pale. It's gonna fucking eat your face. There it is.
And then the final bug. The one in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I still want to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, like bugs and crustaceans, arthropods in general, all edible, if you choose to eat them.
Yeah, dude, I'm here for it.
So, but who's to say it's an arthropod? It just wait till you see the illustration.
Yeah,
it's got the weird heart head with the points. It's got the carapace type front or plastron if it's the front. If it's like a turtle, I'm not sure what you'd call it.
Right.
It's got like all the little indents in it that made it look like a palm tree. Spindly ass like dog legs and weird like bent claw arms. It's all fucked up.
Nice.
This thing is cool though.
All right, man. Well, everyone be on the lookout for that on the Instagram. We're going to post that up there. And thank you all so very much for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. Robert, before we get out of here, we have some thank yous to do for the good folks that support us over there at patreon.com.
Bless them all.
Cryptonaut Podcast.
Every one of you.
And everyone that is out there supporting the show, we appreciate you all. And be sure to join the Discord because coming up the end of this month, the Devil's Academy with our own Uncle Bobby. He's going to be walking us through the whole process, going over stuff.
Is that what I'm doing now?
Yeah. No,
step by step.
It's going to be us watching it and me asking you.
Because you remember, I was just sitting in a chair answering questions. That's all I was doing.
We're going to get some behind the scenes dirt.
Okay, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it. It'll be fine. It'll be
payment and then maybe some Chinese food, dude. Come on, man.
All right, I'm cool.
All right, man. Well, I'll probably try and shout outs. Let's do them. Robert.
Luis Escobar.
Thank you, Luis.
Britton Waldron.
Thank you, Britton.
Related to Ev or just
I don't know.
Unrelated Waldron?
I don't know.
Either way, exciting. Thank you, Britton.
Kids named Britton, but cool. Whatever.
Todd Missoura.
Todd.
Tyler Spencer of Sadco Inc.
Dude, that's our boy, Tyler Spencer. Well, with the candles here, and then he just sent us
the fucking Goonies now.
The Goonies, yeah. Which actually, if you get a chance, check out on Instagram.
Oh, that video is great.
The video he posted up with that. Oh man, it's so fucking good.
And it's got the Cyndi Lauper song that accompanied the film, Good Enough or whatever it was.
Oh, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah, no, dude, check out Todd.
Yes.
Dude, you just definitely check out Tyler's work. It's fucking awesome.
Sadco Incorporated.
Yeah, look him up on the Instagram. He's got so much dope shit, dude.
So fun.
So fucking
Thank
cool.
him so much.
Yeah, awesome.
Moving on to Sticky Sound Zine.
And maybe if you're a zine, hit us up.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
want to promote your shit, man. You got Sticky Sound. What's going on? I love a good zine.
That's a very tactile, literally name. Like it's a very
Sticky Sound.
I know. It just
Sticky
feels
Sounds.
like.
All right.
Yeah, you love it. Caro.
Thank you, Caro.
John Santolicito.
Thank you, John. But I believe he's returning.
Oh, excellent, John. Thanks for coming back. Moving on to C. Cook.
Thank you, C. Cook.
And the last one I've labored over a smidge.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't figure this out.
M05CH Mafavcha.
Yeah.
Moosh.
Yeah, I know it could be.
Is the 5 supposed to be a backwards S or something?
Well, no, it'd be a rightward.
It would be a right ways S, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I guess it would be.
So I'm going to go with Mosh for now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that like hacker speak?
If I'm wrong, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know.
The kids.
The kids.
They're
doing all the nifty
fucking
stuff.
Kids, man. They're making that
their
shit happen.
Instagrams and their fucking Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes. So if you want some more bonus content, again, patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast. Check it out there. Get in the Discord. Come hang out with us at the end of this month while we watch the Devil's Academy with its star Uncle Bobby. Mm-hmm. And you can find us, of course, on the social medias. My God, they don't stop.
No, they don't.
The Instas and the Twitters and
it's
the Facebook
forever.
You hit it and they
and
don't
the X
quit.
and the TikTok and the this and the Reddit and all kinds of fun shit. Check us out there. We're making it happen. We got merch.
Yeah,
we
we
got
do.
the Heller Space at the old T Public, and we have the Cryptonaut merch, the crowd made the crowd made, I guess, exclusive shop. Should we announce this now and just cut to the chase, or what should we do? We can. I mean, because we're going to be putting them up for sale.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, no, I think we're
Drop it.
I mean, actually,
Oh, wait.
by the time that this comes out, these will probably already be up. We do have hats now over at our crowd-made store, which is cryptonautmerch.com. They are they are the logo of the podcast, like embroidered on two different style hats. We have like the dad hat, and then we have like a more like solid kind of hat, like the ones I wear, like the flat brim ones. So yeah, again, those hats are, people have been asking for hats for a while. It's been a process, to say the least, to get these hats taken care
Well,
of.
we have
So-
not succumbed to the urge to give in early when the quality wasn't there.
Well, and we had some design issues, and then we just had some communication issues where people just sort of like disappeared, and then like, oh no, I just got promoted. Like, cool, awesome.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it
people
happens, but what are you
just
gonna
left.
do? So there are hats available again at our crowd-made shop, which is cryptonautmerch.com. The links for that are going to be in the description of this podcast.
Sure.
They're all down there, so check all that shit out. Do it there. And that's everything that we promote and that we do. So there it is. Thank you all so very much. And
Yeah.
we'll be talking to you soon.
Totes my goats.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Good day, friends.
Yeah.
Without further ado,
No, we do.
we had this
Yeah.
conversation
Mm-hmm.
last pod.
Yeah, we did.
No, it was Patreon.
It was it?
It was
don't remember.
Patreon.
I lose track.
Yeah.
But we usually do for a long time.
We do a little bit, yeah.
Right.
But you know what? We're not going to do
But-
that now. You know what we're going to do?
Scoot.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Wow.
See you later.
Bye.
But you haven't stopped.
No, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
All right.
waiting to make sure everyone was okay.
Okay, so this is further ado. We
all
already.
right, fuck,
we-
God damn it. All right. I
All right.
wasn't sure if everybody was okay or not. I don't want to be the one to be like, stop, and then everyone's like, you're a fucking dick because you fucking then they turn the thing off. Rob would do that to me because he's hot.
Is that what I
Very
do?
hot, yes.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking
He's
hot.
fucking hot.
Yeah, I
Oh,
run
boy.
high.
Oh,
It's
shit,
true.
bye.